Okay, it's time. We'll start with our prayer. Uh, Deva, I hope there is no echo.
No, you sound good, Swamiji.
Okay. So we'll start with our prayer. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Shannu Mitra Samvarunah. Shannu Bhavatvaryama. Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi. Shanno Vishnurukramaha. Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaram Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. So before we start today, I'd like to read from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna because it will explain what we are studying. This is from page number 271 of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So a devotee Govinda asked, what is the meaning of Yogamaya? Yogamaya. We are conversant with the word Maya. We have heard many times, and it's a power of God, power of Brahman, Brahma Shakti. So, what is Yogamaya? Master, it signifies the yoga or union of Purusha and Prakriti. Whatever you perceive in the universe is the outcome of this union. Take the image of Shiva and Kali. Kali stands on the bosom of Shiva. Shiva lies under her feet like a corpse. So that signifies that this world or mother's dance is happening on Shiva. So Shiva is inert, drashta, and Shakti is drishya. And whatever is happening on Purusha. So Prakriti is standing or is being held by Purusha, and then only anything is happening. So Kali looks at Shiva. All this denotes the union of Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is inactive. Therefore, Shiva lies on the ground like a corpse. Prakriti performs all her activities in conjunction with Purusha. So without Purusha, Prakriti cannot function. At the same time, whatever we see is the play of Prakriti. Whatever we observe, thus she creates, preserves, and destroys. That is also the meaning of the conjoined image of Radha and Krishna. On account of that union, again, the images are slightly inclined towards each other. So Radha Krishna, if you see, they are standing but inclined to each other. To denote this union, Sri Krishna wears a pearl in her nose, Radha a blue stone in hers. Radha has a fair complexion, bright as the pearl. Sri Krishna's is blue. For this reason, Radha wears the blue stone. Further, Krishna's apparel is yellow and Radha's blue. Who is the best devotee of God? It is he who sees after the realization of Brahman that God alone has become all living beings, the universe and the 24 cosmic principles. So we have talked about it many times. So whatever we see, it is the display of Prakriti. Prakriti in these 24 cosmic principles displaying, it is called evolutes of Prakriti. One must discriminate at first, saying not this, neti, neti. So first one discards whatever is seen and then he arrives to his real self. After that, one realizes that the steps are made of the same materials as the roof, namely brick, lime and brick dust. The devotee realizes that it is Brahman alone that has become all these, the living beings, the universe and so on. So whatever we see, it is the projection of same being. So, but before that we must realize that reality which is the substratum on which everything is being held. Now here comes a very interesting portion. Master, mere dry reasoning, I spit on it. I have no use for it. And Master spits on the ground. Why should I make myself dry through mere reasoning? May I have unalloyed love for the lotus feet of God, as long as the consciousness of I and you remains with me. This is to be noted. What he said, why should I make myself dry through mere reasoning? May I have unalloyed love for the lotus feet of God as long as the consciousness of I and you remains with me. So this is the point. So when I have I consciousness, when we see objects, then we are to see in totality. But when it effaces, what remains? So that comes next. Sometimes I say, thou art verily I, and I am verily thou. Again, I feel, thou art thou. So everything, whatever is seen, it is also him. So there is only one truth. Then I do not find any trace of I. So I also effaced. So this is very important. People when they read the first portion, then they conclude. But we need to go forward to see what Sri Ramakrishna is saying. That thou art verily I, and I am verily thou. Again I feel thou art thou. Then I do not find any trace of I. It is Shakti alone that becomes flesh as God incarnate. So it is Shakti. Shakti incarnates. So whatever we see as incarnation of God, it is the display of Shakti. According to one school of thought, Rama and Krishna are but two waves in the ocean of absolute bliss and consciousness. Chaitanya, that means consciousness, is awakened after Advaita Jnana. So consciousness is awakened after non-dual knowledge, the knowledge of the non-dual Brahman. Then one perceives that God alone exists in all beings as consciousness. After this realization come Ananda, bliss. Advaita, Chaitanya and Nityananda. That means non-duality, consciousness, awareness and eternal bliss. Now, this is the preamble of today's class. So, what is the point? Point is subject and object. Subject, we are the subjects, but actually there is only one subject. As Bhagavan said in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna said that in all fields, I am the only seer. I am the only knower of field. Therefore, there are not many knower of fields. Kshetragya. Kshetragyam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. In all fields it's me and me alone. So, subject object, we see two. So today we will study what we are going to study, that it is relationship between subject object. So here annam and annada. Annam, annada. So what is anna? Anna means food. Food means object. Annada means eater. That means who is subject. So whatever we accept as if we are eating. And these are not too different. So this will be shown. This is one point. Second point is, in the beginning of Brahmananda Valli, that means here the Upanishad also already introduced us. What it introduced? Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Bhuman. Who knows that Supreme Brahman who is hidden in the cave of our heart, cave of our understanding. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Bhuman. In supreme Bhum means Akasha. So that means the divine or Chit Akasha, Chidakasha. Awareness, consciousness as a space. There, he is there. He is existing. Swasnuti sarvan kaman saha. And he eats, as it were, all desires. Swasnuti sarvan kaman saha. Brahmana vipaschiteti. So, here he eats everything. That means what? Everything is the object of this eater. So, annam is the object, annada, the eater of that anna. You see, Upanishad is very ancient and it is saying the truth, but sometimes it is bit difficult to understand. So we need the help of teachers like Shankaracharya and the commentators. So this there Annam and Annada. Now in Brigu Valli, now we go to Annam, yes. Okay, before that, what we have studied, that Brahmavid apnoti param. Brahmavid apnoti param. So knower of Brahman attains that supreme state, or he becomes that supreme. Apnoti means attains. Brahmavid, knower of Brahman, attains the supreme. And what is that? Satyam. Truth. Means existence. Jnanam, awareness, knowledge. Not objective knowledge, but of knowledge of the subject. That means knowing oneself. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. That means eternal or without any barrier, without any limitation. So this is the sutra. Sutra means the gist given in this short form. And the second thing is Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyuman Suashnute Sarvan Kaman Saha. Those who know Brahman, who is hidden in the cave of our heart, what happens? Every enjoyment, everything is attainable by him. He attains everything. Why? Because he finds no duality. Because everything, it is the same. Subject, object, Prakriti, Purusha. As just now we have heard from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Prakriti and Purusha. Whatever we see, it is Prakriti and Purusha. And not only dry discussion, rather we are to see the reality. Reality is expressed in two ways, subject and object. So here it is Annam and Annadam. So we have gone through 7th and 8th, but we will go quickly. And here it is not to be discarded. Annam should not be discarded. If you remember, Brigu when went to Varuna. Brigu went to Varuna. Brigur vai Varuni. So, Brigu went to Varuna and requested his father, please teach me Brahman, the knowledge of Brahman. So he said a simple thing. He said, Yatova imani bhutani jayante, from where all the bhutas come to existence. Yena jatani jivanti, and because of which all born entities sustain. Yena prayanta visham vishintiti. And then after the time, proper time, then they are absorbed in the same entity. Now you find yourself, that truth. Yatova imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yena priyantavisham vishantiti. So he explored And gradually he found Anna. First he found Anna. Annam Brahmeti Vyajanat. So, and then next he finds Pranam Brahmeti Vyajanat. Next he finds Manaha Brahmeti Vyajanat. And then mind. So then intellect, Mano Brahmeti Vyajanat. Then comes Vijnanam Brahmeti Vyajanat. And lastly he comes Anandam Brahmeti Vyajanat. So in the beginning it is Annam. And when he approached his father, then father said, yes, that's fine, but you tapasa brahma vijignyasasva. By penance, you try to find out what is that Brahman. So here it looks like that he discards Annam. But can we discard Annam? Then we have to leave this body. Therefore, Upanishad tries to figure out the truth, but it does not discard the lower truth. As Swami Vivekananda said, we travel from lower truth to higher truth. We should not discard lower truth. That is why this section of Upanishad is dedicated for them, for that. So in the beginning, Annam Brahmeti Vyajanat, then comes Pranam Brahmeti Vyajanat, then comes Mano Brahmeti Vyajanat, and then comes Vijnanam Brahmeti Vyajanat, and then Anandam Brahmeti Vyajanat. So this way a student evolves. Does it mean he should discard the base or the beginning classes? So in a school also we can find, we start with KG or from grade 1, and then we gradually scale up or gradually we go up. Should one discard the KG or kindergarten or grade 1? It is not to discard. Rather, we have to find out that unity. Unity in diversity. Unity in subject-object. Unity in Prakriti and Purusha. Just as we have heard from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So, Prakriti and Purusha. But before we enter, we are to find out that Purusha. Then only we can see it is Purusha who is manifesting in Prakriti. And there are no two. Then we don't discard anything. Rather we accept all. So here quickly we go, Annam Nanindyat. Let us read the translation, that will be okay. Let him not speak ill of food. Not to discard food. Food means whatever we eat. That is the vow. Prana is food. Now, two things, the Upanishad is a peculiar way. First, it will relate with each other, and then will go further. So, prana is food. The body is the eater of food. Say like this body as it were, but this is made up of food. So body eats. And what it eats? It's prana, the energy. So prana is food. The body is the eater of food. In prana, the body is established. So where is this body exist? In prana. When prana is there, then only it breathes. Then only we exist. And therefore, the body is the eater of food. In prana, the body is established. And again, in the body, prana is maintained. So, without body, prana cannot exist. And without prana, body cannot exist. So this is to show the unity. Though it looks like diverse, we eat something. So who is eating? Body is eating. But when prana is existing in body, then only it can eat. So it is not two different things. Though it looks like different. Similarly, Prakriti and Purusha are not two different things. It is same, but playing as it were in two ways. Prana is maintained. So thus, food is established in food. So like Sri Ramakrishna said, I am thou and thou am I, and thou is thou. So like that, so prana is maintained, so thus food is established in food. He who knows that food thus rests on food is established in food. He becomes rich in food. That means he attains more. See that in the beginning, if you remember, just now I mentioned that swasnute sarvan kaman saha. He enjoys all his desires. Whatever he wants, he enjoys. It does not. It is not to say that he is involved in worldly enjoyment. It only denotes that there are no two. One, when one perspective is clear and then the other perspective is clear, then only one can see the union, Prakriti Purusha union. So, he who knows that food thus rests on food is established. He becomes rich in food and becomes eater of food. He becomes great by children, by cattle and spiritual luster. He becomes great by fame. Not that he is pursuing fame, but because of establishment in the self, he becomes famous. See, we can see Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Christ, Chaitanya, Shankaracharya. Because of their establishment in Supreme Being, they are famous. And children, like all the disciples, cattle, all resources. And out of all this is it is because of a spiritual luster. So he becomes great by fame. Otherwise, there is no meaning. What is prana and food and this body is eating. So this is the way we can see. Now, annam na parichakshita tadvratam apova annam jyotihi annadam. Similar, the style is similar. So what is that? Let him not reject food. Let him not reject food. Annam na parichakshita. Why? Because tat vratam. We should not look down upon annam, whatever is object. It is only reflection of the subject. Therefore, we should not discard. And when we have I consciousness, as Sri Ramakrishna said, till we have I consciousness, I, you, and this, so we have to honor everything. As mother used to say, we are to honor everything, even a broomstick, because it is the manifestation of same divine. So let him not reject food. That is the vow. Water is food. Now you can see what is this water is food. The fire is the consumer of food. On water rests fire. And in fire rests water. Like a riddle. But actually we can find this. The fire in the consumer of food. Say like when we eat something, then only our body is warm. Even Jataragni. So this food is converted into fire. Fire means here energy. Fire is the consumer of food. So when this fire is there, when this body is warm, then only it can consume food. So fire is the consumer of food. On water rests fire. Now what is this? And in fire rests water. So say for instance, say coal engine. For burning coal, we cannot use it until unless we have some water, and then that becomes vapor, and then we use that energy when it is transferred to water, and then we use that energy for running a machine. Similarly here also, when we take water, then only whatever is digested is assimilated, and then it is used in even maintaining this body. So fire is the consumer of food. On water rests fire. Even outside also we can see that fire, when it is lit, then what we do? We put firewood. Then it burns. So fire is consumer of food. On water rests fire, and in fire rests water. So here it is to show the subject-object relationship. So food rests in food. So subject and object, actually speaking, there is union. He who knows that food thus rests on food is established. He becomes rich in food and becomes eater of food. He becomes great by children, by cattle, and by spiritual lustre. He becomes great by fame. Okay, let us read a little this notes. As water that is drunk is digested by the heat of the stomach, so water is called here food. See what is happening. When it is water, water helps in absorption. So that's like eating. So water is called here food, and fire, that is the heat of the stomach, the consumer of it. Or as crops grow with the aid of water, so water is the cause of food, and so again it may be called as food itself, and it is the jyoti, heat and light, that help the growth of human body. Even for growing crops, we need light for photosynthesis. So jyoti converts, and without water it cannot be. Photosynthesis is not possible. So this way also we can see. But main thing is union of subject and object, union of Purusha and Prakriti. So that is, here it is to show that whatever we see, yad yad vibhuti mat sattam srimat urjitameva va tatta devavagachattam mamati jansha sambhavam. So whatever we see and wherever that divinity is expressed, it is from me. And Sri Krishna said that I cannot go in details. So whatever Vishtabhyam ahamidam Krishnam ekamshena sthito jagat, whatever we see, it is all existing in a part of me. It's not that there are many. And in 11th chapter we see, 11th chapter of Gita, what do we see? when Arjuna requests God to show his form, then what he sees? Vishwarup, the universal form. What he sees? Pashyame partha rupani shatasota shastra. See my thousand and millions of various forms. Nana vidhani divyani, nana varnakriti nicha. Various kind of color, form, myriads of, various of forms. Pashyame partha rupani shatasota shastra, myriads. Nana vidhani divyani, and all divine. Varna akriti. Varna means color, akriti means form. And Arjuna looks at him and he finds, oh, everything is God. God is manifesting in so many forms. So this, to show this, here the subject-object relationship is depicted first, and then comes the realization. And not to discard the lower existence. As soon as we have this body consciousness, or till we have body consciousness, we cannot discard it. And what happens when body consciousness goes away? Then, as Sri Ramakrishna said, that I see you and you are me and I am thou. And sometimes thou is thou. So there is no difference. So we go forward. On water, etc. So as the lightning is present in the rain water, and as perspiration occurs when the body is heated, water and fire are regarded as each other's support, and for the same reason they are contemplated as each other's food. Food means, again, as we eat, so it is like food. Similarly, water consumes jyoti, lightning, and when it is raining, that time only we see lightning. And similarly, the other way also is correct. Now, what is to be done when we should not discard annam na nindyat, and annam na parichakshit? So what is to be done? This is for meditation. That means we should not discard anything. We anchor ourselves in the self. By anchoring in the self, then we see, when we look at it, then we find it is the expression of divine in so many forms. So annam bahu kurvita, that means multiply annam, food. Let him acquire plenty of food. That is the vow, tad vratam. So this is the same pattern Upanishad explains in a very simple way, and keeping the same style. So annam bahukurvita tad vratam, this is our vow. That is the vow. The earth is the food, and the ether is the consumer of food. Ether means akasha here. Prithivi va annam, akasho annadaha. Akasha. Why? Because this Prithivi exists in Akasha. Prithivyam Akasha Pratishtitam. And the other way, when there is Prithivi, then only Akasha. Otherwise, what will happen? Only Akasha, there is nothing. So who can say that there is Akasha? If there is no two, no subject object, then what remains? It cannot be explained. So Prithivyam Akasha Pratishtita, Akashe Prithivi Pratishtita. What is that? The earth is the food and the ether is the consumer of food. On ether rests the ether. Uh, on earth rests the ether, and in the ether the earth is established. So, thus food is established in food. He who knows that food thus rests on food is established. So, because he knows subject object only for the sake of expression, but in reality it is one. So, he is established in it. He becomes rich in food. Again, food means like, oh, we have lots of food. No, his understanding, his wisdom. So he knows that it is not different. He becomes great by children, by cattle, and by spiritual luster. He becomes great by fame. So this I explained. It's like fame of Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Christ, Chaitanya, Shankaracharya, even all the teachers, Ramanujacharya. Those who are established in this self, they become great. In the last 3 chapters, glorified conceptions of food are enjoined for contemplation. So this is for contemplation, meditating on it. And to find the unity, it begins with prana and culminates in the contemplation of the earth and the sky. Thus the notion of food, this is so vital for the earthly existence of man, and on which all his interest is practically based, is established to, sublimated to such an extent as to evoke a universal concept of the same, that same subject-object relationship. Okay. Now when you have food, you have understanding, when you have wisdom, what is to be done? It is to be imparted, it is to be given, it is to be distributed. So, na kanchana vasato pratyachakshita. So, what it says? Kahchana kanchana. None seeking shelter. When somebody comes to get shelter, should be not to be turned away. None seeking shelter should be turned away. This is, in India, anybody, that's called atithi. Atithi means without any information. So anybody could go to anyone's place. Atithi means without any date. And we can understand that time there was no cell phone or telephone or even letter. So this is the way a society survived. Otherwise, suppose a person travels to other place and there is no hotel there. So how to survive? So this is the way. And this is a symbolic. But suppose a person comes for help, even monetary help. So what is to be done? Of course, we have to see the genuinity and also whether one is really seeking or really need it. That is to be seen. But none seeking shelter should be turned away. Even, say, spiritual field. Even for education, if someone seek the wisdom, then if one is able to impart, one should impart. So that is the vow, tadvratam. Therefore, by whatever means, let him acquire much food. Whatever means does not mean that he should steal or in a manner which is not moral, immoral way. No. But he should try. In the gospel we find one thing. M used to help many people, even some monks, and he used to help even the household of Sri Ramakrishna, though it's all devotees' household, and destitute also. So once M asked Mahendranath Gupta, M, the recorder of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, asked, Sir, he asked Sri Ramakrishna, so he said, Sir, can I try to work harder if to earn more money? And Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, why not? And to help others, but not for one's enjoyment. So, annam bahu kurvita, that means one should try to increase food, the means. Here food means resources. Therefore, by whatever means, let him acquire much food. Then only he can distribute. And here also we can see knowledge also, wisdom. For him, food is ready, they say. Like when a person arrives at your home, and then what to be done? Oh, yes, come. Food is ready for you. Tea is ready. Want to have a cup of tea? Okay, let me give a little prasad. So for him, food is ready, they say. If food is prepared in the best manner, food is given him also in the best manner. So this is to be noted. They're not that just to throw away something. Holy Mother, once it happened that one robber came to Holy Mother's house, and Nalini Didi was serving and throwing from distance. But Mother said, what are you doing? If you serve like this, will anyone enjoy his food? Let him serve. Let me serve. Serve him. And she served. And not only that, in Bengal, when food is served, then one fans him. So this way, one to serve. In Bhagavad Gita also it is said, there are three kinds of donation. Donation means whatever dhan that is given. So one is sattvika, second is rajasika, third is tamasika. So datavyam iti yad danam diyate anupakarini. That it is ordained that I should give. And he gives. To whom? Not expecting anything, or okay, I'll get the business, so let me give something, and with all honor, not like that. And in proper time and proper place. Not that anything you throw away, but when a person is needed. And also patra, sthana kala patra. Sthana means place, right time, at right time, and to a right person. That is sattvika. What is rajasika? Yattu pratyupakarartham. Like, I'm giving this, so he will return my donation. He'll give something. So this is my desire, hidden desire. And phalam uddishya vapuna. And also by giving this, I will accrue some merit. So, if one gives like this, that means to expect something from the receiver and also expecting results of action, and sometimes he gives by, miserably. Diyate cha pariklishtam taddanam rajasam smritam. And what is given with a view to receiving in return or looking for the fruit of action, or again reluctantly, that gift is held to be rajasika. And what is tamasika? Adesha kale yaddanam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkritam avagyatam tattama samudaritam. The gift that is given at the wrong place or time to unworthy persons without regard or with disdain. So, without any shraddha. Shraddhaya deyam, ashraddhaya adeyam, hriya deyam, bhiya deyam, samvida deyam, atha yadite. That we have already studied this, that one should give with shraddha and with respect. So this we have already. So this is sattvic, rajasic and tamasic dana. The gift that is given at the wrong place or time to unworthy persons without regard or with disdain, that is declared to be tamasika. So one should not give like that. So best way we are to give. If food is prepared in the best manner, food is given him. Food means here resources, or whatever charity that we give. So here it is food means all denotes everything. Food is given him also in the best manner. If the food is prepared in the medium manner, to him food is given also in the medium way. But if the food is prepared in the lowest manner, food is also given to him in the lowest manner. He who knows this gets also the similar results. Okay, let us read a little of this. He who meditates upon the earth and the sky in the aforesaid manner should not turn away any guest seeking shelter in his house. That should be the vow of the devotee. When guests come, not only they should be given shelter, but also food. Hence, much food should be acquired. Okay. By whatever means, of course, he should be honest and with the morality. The Shruti quotes here the custom of the wise and the virtuous. See, like this, if a very venerable person comes, of course we have to give utmost attention. And say peers come. So not that, that superfluous. If we treat him like that, the very venerable person, or say we can say, when a president goes to another country, so they give utmost attention. But for the colleagues, they are similar. And for, say, a lower person, so it should be, the behavior should be according to the desha kala patra, where, what way one should interact, what time one should interact, and also what is the patra. So according to that, one should behave. Whatever means, of course, okay, that's one. So the Shruti quotes here the custom of the wise and virtuous. Whenever guests come to a wise man's house, he never turns them away. On the other hand, always offers them food by saying that it is ready for them. Okay, here, this one. If food is prepared in the best manner and offered to the guests amply and with much courtesy and humility, the giver is blessed in return with ample food in the next life. Next life, and even this life also, he gets. Whatever you give, that you get. The best manner means the sattvic manner. If the food is prepared in medium manner, so is neither ample nor with much care, the devotion, and if it is offered with vanity and reluctance, it is called gift of medium value. But here that the original text says, but if the food is prepared in the lowest manner, food is also given to him in the lowest manner. That means, if a lower, say like a dog. So for dog, we give dog food. It's not that the best food that we give. So whatever way it is prepared, that means for that particular person or and particular being, we are to offer that the same manner. He who knows this gets also the similar results. So this is the way of expanding one's understanding and cultivating wisdom. Now comes Kshama iti vachi, yoga kshama iti prana panayoho, karmeti hastayoho, gatiriti padayoho, vimuktiriti payo, iti manushi samagya. Now it is a different section. So now by this, whatever we have studied, subject-object relationship and also the unity of these two is established. Now how to relate with the person's own existence or own avenues, how to relate with it, that will be discussed. So I think today it is enough. Let me recount what we have studied. First, when we studied the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, there we see Prakriti and Purusha, when united, it is called Yogamaya. And it is akin to each other. United form of Prakriti and Purusha. It is expression of the same entity in two different ways. Shiva is inert, Shakti is dancing on Shiva. So whole dance of this Prakriti is happening on Shiva. So there are no two, it is the same entity expressed in two ways. And then Annam Bahu Kurvita. That means Annam na Nindyata. We should not discard Anna because it is lower strata, lower expression. We should not discard it. Rather, we are to honor it. If we do, then what is the result? Gradually, we'll have the realization of its unity, then it is not too different. And one point more that I would like to mention, whatever said in Brahmananda Valli, the gist, that is the gist of Upanishad. Brahmavid apnoti param. The knower of Brahman attains the supreme. And what is that? That is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That is truth, Satyam, Jnanam, knowledge, or existence, awareness, and Anandam, bliss. That is supreme state. And he who attains it, yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyuman swashnuti sarvan kaman saha. So he eats, as it were, with all his desires. So here, this is the explanation. So in the beginning, it is in short, in sutra form, in aphorism, as it were. If we see Yoga Sutra, Atha Yoganusasanam, then comes Yogaha Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Then what is the result? Tada Drashtu Swarupi Avasthanam. Then you are established in your own self. If you are not, then what happens? If you are united with the Chitta Vritti, Tada Drishtu Sarupe Avasthanam. So that sutra says that otherwise what will happen? You will be united with your mental modifications. It was there, but now it's not coming. Anyway, if you are not united with yourself, then what will happen? Then you are united with the chitta vritti, mental modification. So this is sutra form, and this thing is explained later. What are the say klesha, panchaklesha, and samadhi, etc., etc., etc. So many things are discussed. So in the beginning, a sutra is given in short, a gist. Similarly, here also we find that swashnuti sarvan kaman saha. So he eats, as it were, all his desires. He gets all his desire fulfilled. So what it means, that is explained here. So this Upanishad is very good that way, and all Upanishads are good, of course, but this is a very simple one. Only thing we need the guidance of our great teachers to understand this, otherwise it's difficult. As Swami Vivekananda also said, that we need to study under the searchlight of Sri Ramakrishna's wisdom. Then only we understand. So today we were reading this section, and immediately I thought, oh my, this is so nice. So Prakriti Purusha, these are two expressions of same entity, Yoga Maya. So this is, any question? So our Akshay is not there today, I think. Is there Akshay? No. Anyway. David, any question? Okay. Yes, Ramakrishna answered all our questions. Okay, we'll say our prayer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tatsat Sri Ramakrishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Okay.